visit some brother out on my call. This is the moment you're meant to know.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I hope you guys are doing good, and today I'm going to be doing a reading on Holly Bailey. Now, I know she's kind of somewhat out of the news. However, I just recently found out that she is still with her boyfriend, Scott Bridgeway, which I did not know. And as you see by this picture right here next to me, this is them just a month ago, I believe. So because of that, if not a month ago, 3 weeks ago, around that time. So because of that, I'm shocked. I'm like, wow, the guy that she was seeing on the yacht with back when she had first broken up with DDG, she's still with him. So that's great. Congratulations to Holly. He was not a PR stunt to make DDD jealous. So I'm glad that's something that she wasn't trying to do. So congratulations on that, Aries. Now, what I am here to do a reading on is because Holly just recently said that for the holidays, that she's ready to deck it out, that she's enjoying Thanksgiving and she can't wait for Christmas. But more importantly, this year she is, hold up, let me get it right. Because these three things are key, because these are the three things that I'm going to be reading about. She says that she is happy, that she is healed, and that she is free. Okay, Holly. Let's see if the cards really say that. No, I'm just really curious. Not trying to come at Holly at any kind of way, but I'm just genuinely curious because I'm like, I'm glad to see that you're still with your boyfriend. That's great. You must be happy. You must be healed to be in a relationship and move forward. Hey, you must be happy and healed to be able to end your custody battle war that you was having with DDG. So you both was able to come to some sort of resolve with that. So yeah, that's great. And then to be free, yeah, I guess you would feel free after leaving a relationship you felt like you wasn't free. And so for that, I could congratulate you on being free because you are enjoying yourself and you do look like you are happy. I did like your song Brave Face. But because of that, no, Holly's still my favorite, no matter what. I still listen to Because I Love You. So because of that, I'm a Holly fan. So because of that, I'm just always going to be curious on her, no matter how much it sounds like I have some disdain against her and some attitude. I don't. I have gained a reputation of trying to put a beef between DDG and Holly, and I swear that's not what I'm trying to do, guys. But I am a little bit opinionated, and I'm sorry if my opinions do sway you guys. So with that being said, I'm just here to do a reading on Holly to see how her life is. Is she happy? Is she healed? And is she free? Well, I guess I don't have to question the free part because metaphorically she is free. Literally too. So because of that, is she happy and healed? Let's find out. Well, I guess if you're not, I guess you can be unhealed and free. But you can also be unhealed and not free because you're not healed from whatever is holding you back. So that's a good question. So we'll put it back on the table. Is Holly also free as well from those mental shackles? So I shuffled these cards well enough, haven't I, guys? So with that being said, the first card is the Hermit. I like that. I really do, for Holly especially, because that really does go along with the testament of happy, healed, and free, because the Hermit definitely takes a time out for themselves, gives themselves some self-care, just some inner work, some inner search, and some inner healing and inner shadow work. So I could definitely see that, yes, Holly is for real, for real. So let's see down here at the bottom. The Justice card. Okay, I like that. I really do. No wonder I did these two people tonight. We have the Sun card. Okay, I was almost a little bit nervous there, but we still got one more card. The future could surprise me. Oh, and the future did kind of surprise me. Well, first off, a whole lot of fire, but are we surprised? Holly's in Aries, so she's in her element. That's also a good thing. And also, because what I really like here is that the Hermit has a light shining above it, and the light is shining on all fire cards. So I really like that. And the one fire card that's literally right next to the Hermit is the Sun card, who initiated and sparked that flame. So that's great to see. But like literally what's underneath the Hermit is the Justice card. That's the only one that is not within light, but it's underneath the Hermit. So therefore, the Hermit's already cocoon tucked into its shell. So what's underneath its underbelly and what it's dealing with is justice. So what I definitely see here was going on with Holly. Actually, you know what? 4 cards just for the outside forces, just because I want to see what's completely surrounding this Hermit. Interesting. Oh, okay. Kind of wish these 2 cards right here were really flipped, but that's just personal preference. But what I see here, still looking, we still have fire dominating and ruling. The only element in here we don't have is a cup. So we don't have water. Whole lot of fire. Actually, no earth. So I guess in that sense, a little bit good to have a bunch of air and then a bunch of fire and then 1 air. But 2 airs. 3 airs because of the Fool. So because of that, fire and air are definitely complementary elements for each other. So right there off the bat, we already seeing some harmonious energy working, even though she's still ruling and dominating in her fire element, that air element, that mental capacity. While she's up there in her energies, she's still very processing and thinking things through. While she's still busy, going, doing. Because she just finished filming a movie that is getting ready to premiere or has already premiered on Netflix. And then she says she's working on her album and she can't wait to get to it and release it. It's because she's got all that. She's got this creative energy flowing through her right now. Happy, healed, free. Yes, literally everything is pointing towards her. And we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. A whole lot of major arcana cards, but they are somewhat balanced here. And I do like that because we have justice, and justice has to deal with a balancing. So there is a nice balance between, weirdly enough, court cards and the major arcana cards. So because of that, there's a sense of well balance between how she interacts with people within her environment and within her life, and how she internalizes the interactions that she has on her outside life, and how that affects her inwardly and internally. So she's learning on how to not allow her environment to trigger her, and learning how to regulate herself when in an environment that dysregulates her. So because of that, all great cards, all great meanings. That's before I even get down to what the cards really mean. And that all stems from the Hermit. These things come up when you deal with the Hermit. I mean, it can come up in other things, but when you really take time to process and think things through and just really get to know yourself, be with yourself, maybe even be with your lover and still enjoy time with your lover, but just finding a work-play balance. That's what I see Holly's working on. And maybe, who knows, maybe those hormones are finally dying down. I mean, I know he's 2 years old, but maybe she finally snapping back into herself. I don't know. But we see here in the past is the Sun, which symbolizes once everything basically exploded and became exposed, and she had to go through that whole public breakup. She went to her Mother of Swords energy. She really had to go within, not go within herself, but she really had to cut things off that wasn't serving her, whatever brought her pain. Because right here we see at the bottom, I mean, the sun doesn't bring pain, but when it's scorching hot fire, hot, like the oven hot or stove hot, where you burn your hand or get a 3rd-degree burn, yeah, you're going to want to cut that off. You don't want to, you got to be quick with that, or else it will literally consume you. And that's exactly what I see here with the 7 of Wands. Her trying to create her boundaries, her trying to set in. I mean, she could have been a flaming fire herself as the sun, but still, while in that energy and while still dealing with everything that's going on with her environment that's got her all twixt in between, all in her head, thinking things, going through things, and the sun just wasn't helping. It just exacerbated it. So because of that, she really had to start, like I said, cutting off things, setting boundaries, letting people out of her life, starting to say no, starting to say, hey, I don't care if I come off as a B. I'm going to do this so you understand how I feel, and you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do with it, because I'm setting a hard boundary, and I'm sorry that you're bound, that you don't like the boundary that I'm setting, but it's for myself. So that's the way Halle was coming off. So, they say it's all about delivery, and her delivery was fiery, but hey, she's an Aries. I'm going to say she can't help it, but I'm not trying to justify it. But we see here, moving on from that energy, she has now tempered down. That flaming blazing sun that once was is now the hermit. It's now a dimly lit candle light. So because of that, it's no longer extreme, it's tamed, it's contained. Just like the justice card shows, she's having some restraints within herself. She's able to, back to that Queen of Swords energy, we're still seeing it transition into this present moment, that she's able to think a little bit more level-headed and not just gonna swing that sword aimlessly around or harshly, because the Queen of Swords can be a very cold energy. Even though she was a very hot and feisty person, her delivery, her impact, and the way she maneuvered was very cold, harsh, and I don't want to say heartless, but that's what it comes, because a heart is warm, and if a heart is not there, or there's not love or passion or fire like that, and it's going to be a cold and lifeless. So because of that, and she has now turned that anger, that energy, she has repurposed it and repackaged it like the Son of Wands symbolizes. Now, even though I like to see this as a baby magician, the magician gaining its wings, the snake charmer is all about learning to, not that she's trying to charm people, but learning to fall in love with yourself, learning to know what works for you, what doesn't, learning how to work your strengths and how to work your strengths, but even play up your weaknesses better than your strengths. So because of that, she's learning to do that. She's learning to gain control of her emotions, gain control of her reality, realizing that she has the power, the energy to manifest anything that she wants. Now she's trying to. She hasn't quite gotten there yet, but she's trying to. She's in those baby steps. She first had to realize that she is the best way I'm going to put it, because this is the way I feel, and that's just the way she maneuvers, that she is a goddess and that she is worthy and knows that she is worth it, basically. And that's what I see here, that she finally said, I had enough. I finally realized what works for me and doesn't work for me. And I have to start healing and looking out for myself. So she's trying to decipher what her red flags are, but she's starting to learn that those red flags are going to have to start with herself and start working with the parts of herself that maybe she isn't too happy with. And that when they do come out in somebody, because they always say relationships are a mirror of yourself. So because of that, she feels as though now that she's in this new relationship, that she's able to see a different side of herself. And she's using this as I don't want to say a trial, but as a way to try to rebuild or relearn how to be in a relationship. And that's going to have to, so she's taking baby steps with him. And maybe that's why she doesn't want to plaster him and put him all over social media, because she's not sure where they're going to go in the future, because she's so focused on herself and working out kinks within her life that, like, yeah, she's in a relationship and yeah, she may like him, but she's not that wholeheartedly attached like that. So we see here in her future, this is a whole lot to break down with Halle. I really love this reading. This is a good reading. And what I see here in the future with Halle, she turned that Son of Wands energy into a Daughter of Wands. Now, they're both still not fully like kings or queens yet, but we see here that she has You know what? The best way I could say it is with the Daughter of Wands. She's usually the one that not goes out there, but uses. No, I'm gonna have to come back to that Daughter of Wands. So what I see down here at the very bottom is the Fool card, because we're gonna have to play that one out a little bit. And what I see here with the Fool at the very bottom is that her new future is going to be like a blank slate for her. She has a new mind. She has a fresh mindset. She has a fresh relationship. She has new emotions. And yeah, things are all new for her. Whatever she's going through with DDG, with a relationship, with having a baby, with being an actor, with being a singer, all those different things, she's multitasking. The more she's in the industry, the more she's starting to take on. And because of that, it's still a fool on a fool's journey, still learning and maneuvering. And that's exactly what I see here with the Page or the Daughter of Wands. Is like I said with the Son of Wands. Like, yeah, she's still trying to become that magician and still make and create her reality. But she's full of passion. She's full of creative drive and energy. And she wants to share that with everybody. So she's getting excited, whether that's about the movie that's going to be premiering, if it hasn't premiered already, because this is in her future, or if this is the album that's going to be released that she said that she can't wait to release. But it's just the joy to create, the joy to be doing something that she loves is what's going to refill her back up. You know how like they say when you pour out of your own cup, you got to refill yourself. I see this is her in her refill stage. First, she was pouring out and then she stopped pouring. And before she could start pouring into herself, she had to stop pouring and take a break. And that's exactly what this Hermit card symbolizes. And now we're getting driven back up that fire, because we see the fire go through a roller coaster. It was blazing. It was hot. Sun, then dimly lit flame, almost out but not completely out, Hermit. And now the wands still sparking it up, bringing the fire back up and reigniting it all over again and allowing it to grow. So because of that, she was at a low and now she's getting back up to her high. So because of that, she's working and progressing, happy, healed, and free. Exactly. She is working towards those goals, and that's exactly how she feels. She's free from the mindset that she used to have. She's happy that she can finally. I'm trying to figure out the best way I want to say it, because it's not happy that she can pour into herself, but happy that she is getting to learn herself and become one and okay and in love with herself. And I always said this. I felt like Halle was like insecure. So because of that, I feel like she's learning to work with her insecurities. And because of that, as she learns to work with her insecurities and build up her self-confidence, like she said, brave face, she wasn't kidding. But soon that brave face, the more you do it, like they say, keep faking it till you're making it, like the Fool shows. You make it look beautiful and glamorous till you get it there. Nobody's gonna know. So because of that, that's exactly her brave face. And eventually she will morph in to no longer a brave face, but it's just her face. So because of that, the brave is in her. She no longer needs to dress it up, make it up, and act it up. She is it. And that's where she's trying to get to. And we see her trying to get back to who her old self was, but as a healed version of who she used to be. And that's only going to take somebody who is fully healed. So what we see here is the Tower card. Now, I know it's weird to see the Tower with all this great, beautiful energy when it comes for Halle. However, I see it as her still in that process and rebuilding phase. So yeah, she thinks about the mindsets that have to come down, but also at the same time, she is still in the process of rebuilding that tower. So while yes, she may say that she's happy, healed, and free, she's still working on believing that that's her actually, you know what? There's a lie in believe, and you don't want to believe in a lie. So she wants her reality to fully match what her mindset is. And it's not quite there yet. And it's still working. And she might need to rebuild and repair. Maybe this really, hey, maybe it could be also about that relationship. Maybe this isn't her friend all be all, and this is just something to help her transition through the phases. But let's just find out. 3 cards for Halle Bailey. Is she happy, healed, and free? I told you guys that was the 3 things that I was going to read about. Ooh, I like that. Death. Because the death in the tower, chef's kiss. Yes, because that's exactly the energy that she was going through. And you need something to end in order to move forward. So, present, the spider, I love that. She's putting work, energy, time, dedication, not skipping over herself, not letting herself skimp out, always doing whatever fulfills her and always working hard towards it. So working on herself is an ever growing goal, and a goal that's never going to end. She's always going to be working hard to be the best version of herself. And the last card is a friend. She has supporters around her. She is a friend with herself first, but she's also has friends around her, boyfriend possibly too, in her life that's also there, that's helping her along on this healing journey and is helping her to be happy. And hey, her friends make her happy. I totally get it. After a devastating relationship like that, all you do want to be around is your friends, because your friends make you feel happy and they make you feel loved and they help you get through those hard times in your relationship and through life as you're trying to process and get over it and get healed. So because of that, you want friends around. And then lastly, just one more card for myself is the worry card. I shouldn't have picked that card. I should have just stopped where I was. But the worry, the best part I could see here is still going along with that, because I wasn't feeling the tower in her future anyway, but that goes just right along with the Fool. The worry is just simply starting from the fact that when it comes to her relationship, just anything in her life right now, she still has some anxieties and she still has some troubles getting over things, but she's not she still has her friends there to back her up, support her when she ever gets down. Because like I said, we see her going through the roller coaster. The fire symbolizes it. And when she gets down and she had those moments of worry and doubt, and when she starts dwelling in this like death energy of thinking about the things in the past that are dead and gone that you can't change, just keep moving forward. And especially if it's something that you once put your feelings dead to, why would you want to return to something dead? Unless it was really like beneficial. But if it was something that needed to be gone and out of your life, do not return to it. Do not allow yourself to sink down to those levels again. And that's exactly what Halle is working on with herself. And when she gets down in those types of energy and vibes, she has people around her to keep her uplifted and supported. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Halle. I sure did. This was a really good reading. And hey, if you enjoyed this reading and you thought this was a really good positive reading, go check out my reading with Miley Cyrus. She also had a really good reading, and I'm glad I decided to do these two people on the same I'm glad I decided to do these two people because they had really positive, really transformative messages, and they're also within the same age range too. So I think that has something to do with the Saturn return, but don't hold me to it. I'm just saying. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I sure did. Please leave your comments down below if you have any suggestions on who you want me to read, or just how do you feel about Halle and her life? This was a really good reading. There was no fault I could find in this reading at all for Halle. And I really love that. And I really love when we have really good positive messages out there. So with that being said, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It will really mean a lot to this channel. Please give this video a thumbs up if you haven't. And I will see you sunflowers in the next one. Sunflowers!